How much money did I make in 2025 with online poker? Some of you might already know that I won the WSOP main event, but what if I would have not won it? How were things going for me until I won the main event in September 2025? I'm going to be breaking down how many sessions I played, approximately how many hours I invested, and then the net profit and my performance on GG, PokerStars, and CoinPoker. I made a similar video last year, and what I realized is that people don't really understand that I'm not grinding full time. They would assume, oh, last year I made 300 to 400,000. Wow, I'm grinding every single day. What a terrible job. Yeah, no joke. Making 300, 400K and people believe, wow, what a waste of time. But what most people don't know, I'm not playing full-time anymore. I play my 500, 1,000, maybe 1,500 tournaments a year and try to make some good money. And I'm doing this to also show you, hey, you don't need to be a full-time grinder in order to make a lot of money. And I think that's the ultimate goal, that you're not a slave to grinding 10 hours a day. Obviously, for some years, it's actually a lot of fun to grind and just be all in with poker. But from my experience, not just myself, but also other poker players, that 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 years you can do that, but at some point you're craving for something else. And that's why I believe I can bring so much quality to my sessions, because when I play, I'm 100% dedicated to perform to the best of my ability, and I'm very, very fired up. And it also really depends on where you are in your journey. For some of you, I would advise you to really grind and put in more volume, even if you're not at your 100% peak performance. Ideally, your B game, or when you're at 90 or 80%, it should still be good enough to beat the games. Now, for others though, I might recommend and say, wait, stop, take a break, reset, pick some leagues, and then come back stronger. So you need to decide for yourself to which group you belong. There is no universal advice, just grind, or take it slow, take breaks. Some of you might be over adjusting and taking too many breaks, even though your game is totally fine. But of course, it would need someone to tell you, maybe have a coach or a community, some poker friends that can look into your game and give you feedback and say, hey, maybe you didn't play at the best of your ability, you were just not running so well. Continue grinding, even though it sucks, it's a downswing and you have to grind through. So let's get into the numbers and start with CoinPoker. On CoinPoker, I don't have a graph. It wasn't really tracking properly, but I haven't been running so well on CoinPoker, and I would assume, based on the amount of times I deposited, around 4 to 5 times, $30,000 each. It's around 150,000, maybe 180,000. Now I have around 60 to 70,000 there. So I think $100,000 is a pretty accurate number. But I've been running better now over the last couple of sessions. I had some really good deep runs in the 1K. I also won the Bitcoin Coin Masters in the middle of the year for $20,000, which was just a $150 event, which was absolutely insane. And I even have the trophy here, as you can see. Maybe it's now you can see it. Really nice coin. Remember, on CoinPoker, we're running the Coin Master series, and by collecting the coins, you get a shot to be seated at a grand final table, where the winner from this final table is granted the poker career, which is worth $100,000. So that's for the total year. I'm down $100,000 on CoinPoker, and now let's move on to PokerStars. And now things are getting serious. I put on a jacket so we can talk business. This year it went a lot better, but as you can see, 225 games, it's not a lot. I won the 10K Scoop PKO tournament with some crazy hands, one of the biggest bluffs I did my entire career on the final table. Ooh la la. I also final tabled the 10K W Coup. I had decent deep runs in the 5K Titans on a regular basis. I think I also won it once or twice this year. And this of course helps, but as you can see, given the buy-ins I'm playing, a lot of 5Ks and 10Ks, I'm only up 145,000 with a decent ROI of 36%. But again, it's not a big sample size. And I also heard this last year that, oh my God, why are you sharing these results? It's not a meaningful sample size anyway. But I'm doing this now for 12 years. I have on my Sharkscope over 100,000 tournaments, including my sit and goes, and I haven't lost a single year. But it also seems like you can never make people happy. If I wouldn't share it, people would complain, oh, you're a poker coach, you're supposed to share your results, it's a scam, yada, yada, yada. And if you end up sharing it, it's also not right because my sample size is not big enough. If my sample size would be big enough, people would laugh at me. Why you're playing so much? You're a slave to the game. So whatever you do, you're not doing it right. So I think I found a very healthy way of living life and running businesses and still play poker and still beating the toughest games. And also keep in mind, I'm playing 20 to 24 tables at the same time, and I play 10Ks, 5Ks. I also play $10 and $150 tournaments to prove to you, to show you, hey, what I'm teaching, what we're doing at Raise Your Edge, it works pretty well, at least for me. But you can also join on our Discord and you see people posting their success stories every single day. So if you are looking for some really good poker training to learn real poker, and this is what I'm trying to prove to you guys, that I just don't talk the talk, but I also walk the walk and show you, hey, I'm sitting there playing 20 to 24 tables. When I stream or my highlight videos, you see some of the exploits that I'm doing, and I teach it to my students in the Champions tier and Crusher tier, and also in our free course. That's all I can do to show you, hey, this is pretty legitimate what we're doing here at Raise Your Edge, and you can benefit from it. But also show you there's more to poker, that this can also unlock a certain freedom in your life where you maybe can run a second business or travel or do whatever you want, that you don't have to sit there and grind 10 to 12 hours a day. And that's totally possible. I don't think I'm super intelligent or super smart. I simply apply the systems that I teach my students and just repeat that. And it's pretty simple. If you missed my GTO is a live video, check this video out. I think it might be an eye-opener for you, especially in 2026. But here we are. Now let's talk about GG. And again, we're only going until my WSOP win to see how things went. And you can see the first screenshot. That is the first session I played in January. By that point, I was up 2 million on GG. This is without the rake, so you still have to consider the rake, but I'm still doing fine on GG. And then on September the 8th, I was up 2.4 million. So I made around $420,000 up until this point, which some of you might surprise you. Doesn't surprise me. If you followed my journey this year, I won the GG Millions twice for like $350,000. This is already $700,000 in cashes. I won the GG Masters, the $150 buy-in with like 7,000 people for $150,000. So, and obviously I also had a lot of smaller cashes, 40K here, 50K there. So a lot of big, but also semi-big scores. I mean, it's absolutely insane. If you think about it, the amount of tournaments and big tournaments I won this year by only playing so few sessions, it's actually pretty crazy. And it's one of the best years I've ever had. I mean, with the WSOP main event, it's the best year I've ever had. So with all the other cashes, maybe I have 1.2 million in buy-ins and 1.5, 1.6 million in cashes. So as you can see, the buy-ins are insane. So even if someone has $1 million in cashes, right, he could be down $500,000. It's crazy on these stakes, especially if you rebuy a lot like I do in the 10K or also in the 5K events. This doesn't say anything. So as you can see, even though I had all these big wins on GG, I was only up 440K, which is, in terms of the buy-ins I'm playing, not a crazy amount. But considering that I don't play that much, it's obviously a score or a result that I'm very happy with, and I'm sharing this with you because you should do the same. In order to assess, no matter what the sample size is, if you can beat the games, you should try to remove the biggest score. You can still be proud of yourself, but to assess, hey, if I remove the biggest score of the year, am I still beating the games? And typically maybe you're break even or you're slightly up, but this is usually a good indicator, or maybe you're slightly down. Without my $650,000 score from last year, I would be slightly down in terms of the buy-ins. But last year I final tabled the main event as well, and I scored for $650,000 that gave me good profit for the year. Now, obviously, sometimes one score carries our yearly results, But just as an indicator, if you are slightly up and you remove a big score and you're actually then down a lot, this should be worrying and you should remain on the stakes you're playing and you should not move up. But if you remove the biggest score of the year and you're still up decently, that's pretty good. This is something I'm really proud of, because last year I had those 3-4 terrible months in the summer where nothing was going my way. So I'm down $100,000 on coin poker. I'm up on PokerStars $144,000, and I'm up on GG $420,000. But we have to consider the rake on GG, and it's approximately $70,000. However, I also got rake back around $40,000. So now we can do the math. So considering the rake back, without the rake, I have around $400,000 in profit, and then adding the rake back, which is around $434,000 for the year. I did not consider rake back on PokerStars either, because it's kind of pointless anyway. It's not going to make the cow fat. But obviously then in September, I won something pretty meaningful. And I can also show you the bracelet here. It took quite some time to arrive. Extremely beautiful. Obviously something I'm very proud of. A WSOP bracelet for the online main event. In case you missed it, we also have highlight videos on our YouTube channel. And this I won for $3.9 million, which brings me to a total profit of around $4.334,000 approximately. I mean, with this score, you're always gonna have a good year. As I said, I played around 30 sessions. Some of these sessions are day twos, so they're not as long. So I would assume I played around, or I would guess I played around 20 full sessions, like the full Sunday sessions, which are approximately 8 hours on average. And then the day twos are usually around 4 hours. And if we do the math, that means I played 200 hours only last year. Let it be, maybe I miss a few sessions, 300 hours, might also be 150 hours. And this is not a lot. And considering that I'm not playing that much, I'm obviously very happy to be up, because the variance can be pretty brutal. Maybe I played only 1,000 tournaments last year, maybe 700 tournaments. That's really not a lot of volume. And you might wonder, okay, Ben, how can you keep up with the best in the world? Well, don't forget, I'm putting a lot of time in content. And this means we're updating the champions tier. I'm researching things. We're reviewing, analyzing a lot of hands, trying to find new leaks in my game, things that I consider, hey, these are exploits you should do, and we put it into the champions tier. That's what makes it so valuable, because you get to learn everything that I'm working on. And I could be playing a lot more and I would make a lot more money, but I don't necessarily need it. And I enjoy this part a lot more, to see a lot of you guys succeed. And you benefit from me not playing so much and invest my time on preparing and providing the stuff that works, no matter if it's micro stakes, mid stakes, or high stakes, no matter if you're a part-time player or full-time player. And by the way, we're also going to be increasing the prices for the Crusher tier and Champions tier in February 2026. So if you want to come on board now for the old price, then now it's your time. Also, if you have an existing sub, you can resub now already for the old price. If you decide, hey, I really like it, I want to stay anyway. And if you want to play around a little bit in terms of hourly, if I remove the big WSOP score, my hourly for the year would be around $2,000 for playing online poker, which I think is not too bad. Now let's calculate my hourly for the last year if we consider the WSOP main event in that equation as well. With the WSOP score, the hourly would be $21,000, $21,670. Obviously, it's insane. It's probably never going to happen again. So obviously, this video is a mix of education, entertainment. I hope you draw your conclusions for your own game, and you also take the messages serious that I'm trying to share in between talking about these numbers. I know that attracts a lot of people, but ultimately you start somewhere low. I also started with $1 sitting goals, grinded my way up, and I'm here today. What you're seeing today is very hard work, 10 years, 15 years, actually 16 years of learning the game from scratch, going through downswings and sharpening and improving my mindset to not tilt, to take bankroll management very, very serious. I think I'm way more humble and modest than most of you guys who think they know everything. They don't need bankroll management. They don't need mindset. They're just going to own everyone. I see some of you guys sending me hands. Look how I outplayed this guy. I don't give a fucking damn shit. What you can impress me with is when you have consistent results, that you can get up after downswing, you try again, and you stay persistent. And that will also reflect on your life. You will become mentally more resilient, more patient, more stoic, and will ultimately benefit all areas of your life. This is what we stand for at Raise Your Edge. This is what matters. And this is the only way where you can succeed at poker. I wish all of you guys a fantastic 2026. Stay healthy. And if you set goals, keep in mind, there's going to be a week 2, week 3, where you go through a down phase, go through it. Even if you slack, even if you relapse with whatever it is, you can get up again. It's not about perfection. It's not about a habit tracker that 30 out of 30 days you have a perfect score. Maybe at the beginning you will only accomplish your goals 5 out of 30 days and you slacked 25 other days. But then in February, try to crush your goals on 7 out of 30 days. Then the next month, 10 out of 30. Slight improvements. I see a lot of you guys trying to, on January 1st, I'm going to meditate 30 minutes a day. I'm going to work out 1 hour a day. I'm going to take cold showers. I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to journal for 25 minutes. Then I'm going to study with Paired for 30 minutes. Then I'm going to watch 1 poker video per day. Dude, start with 1 habit and slowly and steadily improve it. Poker is a lifestyle. Becoming successful is a lifestyle. That means it impacts your life. It's not just about 2026. You also carry that new good habit into 2027. And ideally, this habit now has solidified and now you can implement another habit. Or after 3-4 months, then you can add another habit. This is how it works. Remember, poker is all about being good at losing. Especially as a tournament player, we're losing most of the time. We are only cashing 15-20% of the time. And if you consider variance, sometimes we have many losing days or even losing weeks. It all matters that you become good at losing. Losing less than the other players will have a huge impact on your win rate. And you can also apply this concept to life. On your bad days, still better than mediocrity. So then you will be crushing. Ultimately, there is some sort of competition in whatever we're doing. And this is how you crush at poker and life. And I also want to take the opportunity to quickly talk about balance and when to push, when not to push. I talk about life. I'm not talking about a poker hand or balanced in theory. It's about when you should focus more on something that comes at the cost of maybe not seeing your friends or neglecting other areas of your life. As you might see, I've gained a couple of kilos over the last couple of 1 or 2 years, but I've been pushing extremely hard. I've been working really hard on Raise Your Edge, also Ascend, my esports organization where we have several teams. We just joined Counter-Strike as a new chapter with the Bulgarian Counter-Strike team. If you want to support us there and follow our journey on the rise to the top, has been very busy. And especially being busy, sometimes it's an excuse we like to tell ourselves, I'm working, I'm busy. And I can understand that, but it should still not be acceptable, because no matter what we do, we should still try to get good sleep. We should eat well and work out. We do it for the long term. There's absolutely no reason to jeopardize your health. I don't think I've been jeopardizing my health, but if I would continue doing this pace, at some point, I would have to pay the bill. There's no fucking way I can continue this pace until I'm 40 or 45. I'm 36 years old and I'm soon turning 37. I'm not getting younger. So for 2026, I'm trying to focus more on my health, diet, working out. I mean, I'm always working out on a regular basis. That's not the problem, but it's more about sleep and diet. Something I've been lacking. I think I had the lowest sleep score last year since I have my Oura Ring. Maybe I can show you the statistics here as well, which is very interesting. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes it's okay to push. It's like an athlete being in a boot camp for 3-4 months, really focus on something. But here's the caveat. Even if you push hard, even if you might see, hey, you know what? I'm pushing hard. I don't have time now to work out because I'm busy. Don't do that. But at the end of the day, you need to listen to yourself. And I wanted to share that with you because I can imagine many of you in a similar situation where life is very busy, especially as a poker player. And some of you might have other obligations as well, or responsibilities with children, marriage, maybe a job. But the number one should really be sleep, food, and moving your body on a regular basis. Then you're in a good shape, not just physically, but also mentally, being able to support your loved ones and achieve your journeys. And you're gonna have incredible competitive edge because you're gonna learn faster, you're gonna be sharper, you're gonna be more focused, more patient, and easier to control your tilt. So keep that in mind. I wanted to share that with you. Some of you are just here for the money. I get it, but if you stick until here, you're the champ. You're gonna do that. So crush 2026, and I see you at the poker tables.